Hello everyone, today is Erev Shabbos Parshat Matot-Maei, the second in the Haftorahs out of 3 that we read before Tisha B'Av. It's also Shabbos Mevarchim Chodesh Av, but it's also for me a very special day. It's the yahrzeit of my great Rebbe and mentor, Rabbi Yehuda Amital Zecher Tzadik Livracha, a man who I've always tried to emulate by combining 2 things: to create the best rabbi you could be, the most learned, on the other hand, to be the most amazing human being you can be. The same man that was able to be a Rosh Yeshiva, give a shir on a level, can quote responsum by heart throughout the vast literature of responsa literature, was also the man that can enjoy a good cup of scotch, can say it's getting late, and can be a human being. And indeed, I believe that there's a pasuk at the end of this week's Haftorah that actually combines both. The pasuk says that after God said to the prophet, these terrible things will happen to the Jewish people, he says, but if they do tshuva in 3 ways, they won't. And what are they? Emet, tzedakah, umishpat. Truth, justice, and mitzvot we understand. My great Rebbe was known to say that this is exactly how God started the Jewish people out in the world of mitzvot, in the world of being a Jew. Right after the parting of the Sea of Reeds, they got to a place called Marah. The water was bitter. God made a miracle and made it sweet, and then gave them a sprinkling of mitzvot. The pasuk says, "Shav samlo choku mishpat v'sham nisau." Says Rashi, he gave them 3 mitzvot: Shabbos, Para Aduma, and Kibud Av Va'em. What are these 3 mitzvot? My great Rebbe explained. Shabbos is a mitzvah that we understand partially. Namely, everyone acknowledges that there should be a day of rest, albeit we don't necessarily understand all the intricacies of keeping Shabbos. Why do we need 3 cups to make a cup of tea? Why can't we put on electricity? And above and beyond them all, why can't we cook? Number 2, there's a mitzvah we totally don't understand, and that's Para Aduma, the red heifer. That mitzvah, of course, nobody understands, but we do it because we surrender to the divine will. And finally, there's a mitzvah we totally understand, and that is honor your parents. Ultimately, I believe that this is not true only in the realm of mitzvot, but it's also true in the realm of life. Namely, as human beings, we encounter news every single day that can be divided into these 3 categories. Things we totally understand, that the Jewish people are successful, and they this week killed 2 arch enemies of the Jewish people. Things we totally don't understand, the terrible massacre that happened on October 7th, and all the ramifications since. And of course, things in the middle, where we sort of get it, but not all its details. And as human beings, we have to be ready for all 3. And allow me just to share the following story. I was a rabbi in Halifax, far away from Israel, far away from my Rebbe, and all of a sudden on Shabbos, an Israeli couple comes in, and over lunch, after hearing me quote Rav Amital in my speech, said to me, "I see you're a student of Rav Amital. I have a great story to share with you." I said, "Great, please share it." She said, No, it's a little private, after Shabbos. Shabbos ended at 10 o'clock p.m. I had no pretenses to think that she'd actually come back. But 10:30 p.m., I get a knock on my door, and she came in and told me that when she was looking to become religious, someone referred her to my Rebbe. And my Rebbe told her, "Al titni la'af echad lebabelach et hamoach." Don't let anyone make you nuts. Take a mitzvah you understand, take a mitzvah you don't understand, and take a mitzvah that you quasi-understand. Start with that, see how it goes. And she did, and Baruch Hashem, by the time I saw her, she was a full-fledged religious Jew. I believe all of us, both in the realm of doing mitzvah, but also in the realm of being human, have to be ready and prepared for all 3. Number 1, things we understand. Number 2, things we don't understand, where, as he used to say, the questions are better than the lousy answers. And finally, things that we quasi-understand partially, but not totally. And if indeed we're able to do all 3, then I'm absolutely sure that not only will the Jewish people come out stronger from this period of time, but actually become stronger, both as Jews that do the will of God, but also Jews that are human beings, understanding and acknowledging that life is full of emet, tzedakah, umishpat. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom and Besorah Tovot.